What is minimalism? And does it even apply to overlanding? How is minimalism related to survival skills? How does minimalism relate to our outdoor lifestyles? I think the first thing we need to do is distinguish between lightweight or ultralight and minimalism. With modern technology and gear being made the way it is, you can pack a million things without adding a lot of weight, and that's not the same as packing the minimal gear. So one of the questions that we have to decide is, which approach do we want to take? My philosophy of overlanding is ultralight. It's an adaptation of an idea from the backpacking world, which has been taking over the last few years. And people are routinely paring their gear down, down, down. They're trying to carry the minimal amount of gear possible. It's related to minimalism in the sense that they just don't want to carry very much. And whatever they do carry has to be the lightest and, well, the lightest. In overlanding, it's a little different, especially if you drive a full-size rig. So I'm a full-size overlander. Why'd I pick a full-size rig when I believe in lightweight? Well, for one thing, it's got a V8. So it's got enough power for everything. In fact, it runs 420 horsepower. And because of its weight and its size, it has traction and it has capability. So here's a story you might find interesting. When I was in Boy Scouts back in, I guess it was junior high school, we went up in New Mexico to a camp called Tres Ritas, and we were doing our Eagle Scout service project, which was helping to reforest a burned out area. So we go up in the mountains one day, and we're riding in a Toyota Land Cruiser, one of the old FJs, with a guy named Mark, who's no longer with us, sadly to say, but he was a great guy. And Mark was turning around on this fire road and backed off the side of the mountain, and we slid down a little bit and hit up against a tree. And we were at an angle where the FJ couldn't get any traction. We were spinning our wheels. So a couple other guys tried to help pull us out. They hooked up and with the recovery gear and pulled us out, but the Jeep spun its tires too, even up on the road. Couldn't pull us up that hill, and neither could the pickup truck. The guy in a full-size Blazer hooked up to us and put it in low gear and just pulled us right out. I think it was because the extra weight of that full-size Blazer gave him the traction he needed, even on the road, to be able to haul that kind of weight. So how does that full-size approach fit into ultralight or minimalism? Well, the rig just does everything that I need it to do. It works. Sequoias are known for being sort of old technology. They're sort of classic in their approach. Although they do have all the right bells and whistles, they are fully functional without anything extra. Within that context, then, what do I carry in it or what do I pull behind it? I want it to be the lightest and the simplest that it can be. That's why I go to the hills, to get away from all that. Another key to the ultralight or minimalist approach is not to resist the temptation to not fill up the space. If you buy a big truck, you kind of tend to fill it up. And the idea here is to avoid that by really looking through the gear and only taking the minimum, only taking what you really need or what you're actually going to use. Then there are things that you might not really need, but you decide you're going to take. Despite my focus on lightweight, I always carry a 2-burner Coleman stove. It dates back to my backpacking days when I carried the Coleman backpacking stove that's about that big and that big around. Even though it wasn't the lightest one, because it always worked. It was reliable. It was a 10,000 BTU output from a single burner, and it worked when everybody else's stoves weren't. It was worth the wait, and you make it up in other places. So there's some things that you just decide if it needs to work all the time, it needs to work a certain way, you make that commitment. I'm also willing to carry my 2 big folding chairs. They're rigid. They're not the backpacking type of folding chairs. But when I sit down, I want to be comfortable, and I don't necessarily want to sit on the ground or on a log. And since I'm not backpacking, I am in a rig, I'll carry that chair, or 2 if there's 2 of us going. The next principle, of course, is to make light choices. So within the context we've been talking about, How do you minimize the weight? You buy the lightest thing. Why put a 100-pound or a 60-pound installed awning on something if you can carry a 2-pound dining fly and a couple of aluminum poles? That's how I do it. So I carry an awning all the time because I want the shade over the cooking area, but it's a backpacking awning with some lightweight aluminum poles. And I'll set it up in a freestanding configuration, or I'll hook it to the roof rack on the truck and put it off the side of the truck. But the idea for me, I don't really want or need to install one of those awnings that goes on the truck because they're heavier. This one works fine for me. Of course, once you've decided to make the lightweight approach yours, if that's what you like, and you want to minimize the gear, how do you implement it? Well, you sort, and then you sort again, and then you sort again. You just keep going through your gear. And you look at things based on how often it's used, and is there a lighter version, or can you carry a smaller pocket knife instead of the big sheath knife, and all those kind of questions. You just keep going through it until you've pared it down as far as you can get it, and then you've arrived at your lightweight configuration. One thing that helps in going minimalist or lightweight is to buy the best gear you can afford. You buy one thing, buy it one time, cry one time, and then you use it. There's things like these modern sleeping bags that are made out of polyester fills now. They're much better than they used to be. And so they really are sort of approaching the weight and packability of a down bag. And there's answers like that in every type of gear, in every area. The question is, find the lightest and the most efficient, the most technological that you can afford, and use that to the greatest degree that you can. We'll be doing a gear guide soon, and I'll be going through my loadout. And I'll show you some of the particular items that are along these lines that are lightweight and technologically advanced. The hatchet that I use, I'll show you the awning that I mentioned. I'll show you the backpacking tent I use for a ground tent. Because I've just repurposed some of my backpacking gear. I have very lightweight cook kits. I carry 2 of them because they're so light. And so if there's 2 of us on the trip, I don't have to worry. And all of that helps make room for certain things that I do want to carry, like the bigger stove that I mentioned. I'm intrigued by the philosophy of minimalism, although I'm not sure I could do it. You just look at the wall behind me with the decorations and you'll know I'm not a good minimalist or even one at all. But in the spectrum of life where you've got minimalism over on that end and you've got stuff over on that end, the collector gene, you know, there's room in between. And for me, I found that if I move a few steps towards the minimalist side, it would be a good move. I can lighten my load, I can have less stress and less expense, start removing some of the possessions that are really just gathering dust and not in use all the time. If I'm not using it, what do I need it for? That jangly noise you hear is the dog. So those are my thoughts on minimalism and overlanding, and you can certainly take that to the extreme you want to. There are people that carry very little, even in a trailer, and there are people that carry a lot of gear because they feel like they need it. So what type of overlanding do you want to do, and what's your approach to being out in the woods? That's really the way it needs to go. Does it support you in your needs? For instance, I like to pull a trailer. In fact, I'm building a trailer, and when I do, I will pull it behind for a place to sleep that's very quick and easy to set up. My camp only takes 15 minutes to set up as it is, and with a trailer, it'll probably only take 5. And that's really the goal for me, is just to make it easy. I wouldn't be pulling a trailer for the purpose of carrying more gear. In fact, it would be fairly empty most of the time. The loadout in my truck is fairly empty compared to some. Here it is. So I hope you found this useful, or at least thought-provoking. If you have questions that you would like to discuss further, put them in the comments down below, and we'll talk about them. I'll be sure to answer them. And I hope that you found something interesting here to spur your own thought process about how you can adjust your gear loadout to fit your needs the best.